Hey, this is Dave and Rich again at houseparents.com, and today we're going to show you how to change the furnace filter. It's a real easy household task, but not all furnaces are created the same. And before I get to showing you how we're actually going to change maybe a more simple one, I wanted to let you know that some filters are really big, and this is an example of a furnace that has a large filter inside between the air return and the burner, the heater. And you open this up, and that is a very fat filter. Just so you know, most filters, or all the filters sit generally in between these two pieces, but this one is huge compared to the filter you're going to see in just a little bit. If you're a first-time homeowner, or maybe you've neglected this task and just because you weren't sure what to do, well, here's how. Let me show you how a furnace works and kind of give you a general idea of the mechanics, so it makes a little more sense. This passage right here that has a bend at the bottom is your return air. This is after the air has gone through the house. You have a blower motor in here that sucks the air back through the furnace. There you can get a look at what the innards of the furnace are doing when your furnace comes on. And you can see this is a gas furnace, so you can see the blue flame there in the back, and it's heating the heat exchanger. And the air passes over that and back up through the distribution plenums, or through the distribution ducts that go through the rest of the house. But first it has to get warm, and before it can get warm, it has to come through this return air duct and goes through the bottom there and then back up into there to get warm, and then back out of the house again. So here the classic placement of the filter is right at the end of this curve as the returning air comes back in to be heated by the furnace. It's right in the middle here. This one, you just take this plate off. It's just a sliding cover, and that's how you access your filter. It's sitting right in that gap. Now, if you didn't know what size filter you had, and there you can see the number on that one, but if you didn't know the measurements of your filter, you could simply measure the distance from the front to the back of this opening, and then from the top to the bottom of this duct. I tend to like to use these Filtrete filters you can get in any big box store. They come from all different capacities of filtration, from very high filtration to much lower, just depending on your needs. It says lasts up to 3 months. That's a pretty good indication of how often you ought to change it. The reason you want to do this is because if your filter's in there for an excessively long period of time, it filters out the dust and builds up on your filter more and more and more, and ultimately it makes it hard for your furnace to work, so it works less efficient, and that taxes your furnace and it taxes your wallet. So it's better to go ahead and make sure that you get this done on a very regular basis, and so we do it seasonally. If you're looking for a filter, you can certainly pick one up at Amazon. You can check click on our affiliate link below in the description and go ahead and buy it through there. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but helps us pay the bills, so we much appreciate it. Okay, so make sure you are diligent about scheduling when you do this. Maybe every 3 months, just mark it on the calendar. Unwrap the filter, and you'll notice that on these they'll tell you here's the direction of airflow marked by that arrow. So knowing that this is the cold air return, it's coming in this direction and going into the furnace and then back up out of the house again, you want the incoming air to hit this side of the filter. And so that's the direction we'll place it. So all you got to do is simply pull this one out, and you can see the marked difference between the two. This one's actually a little overdue for changing, but you're going to be able to see if you hold your old filter up to the light. If you don't know if it needs changing, you can hold it up to the light, and if you can't see light through it, then you know you're due. But better to mark it on a schedule. And then again, like I said, you got the arrow pointing the direction of the airflow. It's going this direction, so I want the arrow going in that direction. And it's only as difficult as dropping it in. Well, any homeowner can do this. It's super simple. Just having a little basics of understanding of the direction of the airflow and the size of your filter. I hope this helps with your filter changing needs in your household. Please don't forget to give us a like or a share. We really appreciate that when it happens. Also, please subscribe. We've got more videos coming. Thanks for viewing.